Hello, and welcome to day 80 of 99 Days of Deeper Embodiment. My name is Jason King. I'm going to pause a moment here and wait for others to join. So as I'm pausing, I invite you to just tune in very deeply to your own heart. Bring your awareness to your heart. Feel your heart beating. If you can, feel presence in your heart. Otherwise, if you cannot feel the beating, simply aware of the space of your heart here and now. This brings the awareness into the body. And anytime we bring the awareness into the body, then we're here and now in this moment, rather than moving into thought. So yesterday, what I spoke about was the necessity of inquiry, the necessity of something to stop the thoughts, bringing myself into my own power so that I decide what to believe, rather than simply automatically believing any thought that arises, any thought that appears in front of me. So there needs to be some kind of self-inquiry happening to stop the thoughts. Otherwise, the thoughts are just there. If I can't look around me and say, well, I actually don't know what this is, and suspend belief. Suspend belief. I don't know what this phone is. I don't know what that lamp is. I don't know what this cup is. If I cannot suspend the belief, then I'm not actually inquiring. I'm just accepting that everything is as my mind tells me it is. So there's no embodiment happening. If I'm just accepting everything that my mind tells me at face value, and I'm never exploring it for myself, then there's no embodiment happening. I'm essentially just sleepwalking, and my body is being moved by thoughts all the time. So Initially, it is inquiry that stops the thoughts. And what is inquiry? It is suspending the belief in the thoughts. Suspending the belief. Very simple. Wow, you know what? I was told that this is cup. But actually, have I ever explored cup? Do I really know what cup is? No, I don't know what this is. I just, my mind tells me it's cup. My mind projects cup there. And I accept it. Mind tells me it's cup, and that's what cup is. And that's it. There's no explanation. There's no exploration happening. Hello, Ganga. Oh, I got a unicorn today. Thank you. So there needs to be an exploration for me to actually discover what is here. It is a self-discovery. Self-discovery brings self-awareness. Self as in what is self, the big self. Not this little self that my mind tells me this is what I am, because that's more thought. That's just the mind telling me this is what I am. So there I am, energizing more thoughts again. Oh, the mind tells me what I am. I just pick up that identity and that identity and that identity, and whatever the mind tells me, I accept, and that is true. And I never go in deeper. I never start exploring. Hey, what is this? I don't know what this is. I don't know. Why is my mind telling me this? What is this that the mind is telling me? Am I really that? Is this really true? And going deeper into an exploration around it, into an exploration to find out, is this really me? Or is this just the mind talking to me? So to stop the thoughts initially requires suspending the belief and saying to myself, I don't know what this is. I don't know what cup is. I don't know what wall is. I don't know what window is or curtain is. I don't know what hand is. So going very back to the basics. Back to the basics. I don't know what anything is. And continually suspending belief. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Because in order to know what it is, I have to be fully present with it. And if I'm just believing the thought, then I'm not actually fully present with anything. And so this is why there's no embodiment. Because if it's all thoughts all the time, then I'm never really present with anything. I'm just being moved by thought. So to begin to embody is to inquire. Because an inquiry suspends the belief, suspends the automatic believing in the thoughts. Later on, as inquiry is automatic, as I'm not believing the thoughts automatically, and they automatically get dropped because I'm not believing any of them, because I see what I am, I see that I'm not thoughts at all, I see that I'm what is aware of thought, but I'm not actually thought. So as I automatically drop thoughts and only pick up the thoughts which are fun, then at this point, there's no inquiry involved because it's quite automatic. I'm not believing thoughts. I don't believe any thought at all. There's no thought that shows up that I believe automatically because I don't believe thoughts. Because I know what I am. I know that I'm not thought. And so this is at later stages of embodiment of self-realization. This is at stages of embodiment of self-realization when I recognize that thoughts are not what I am. And I'm automatically dropping all the thoughts because I'm very focused on what is true. I'm very focused on only increasing the time that I focus on awareness. Because as I focus on awareness or presence, then this gives me more capacity to dissolve any thought. You see, time is not linear, although the mind says that time is linear, because when we are really engaged with thought, then thoughts come at us in a linear way. They line up in a linear way. So it is thought after thought after thought after thought. And so we never know anything different because perceptually it looks as if there's a linear timeline happening because it is thought after thought after thought after thought appearing in front of my awareness. Just like a movie that has frame, 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 frame in a linear way. So frame, next frame, next frame, next frame, next frame, next frame. This is exactly what is happening in our reality. We think that it is linear because perceptually thought, 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 thought is arising in front of our awareness. So until we begin to drop the thoughts through some sort of a process of inquiry initially, suspending the belief in them, then we can't see what we really are. Oh, I'm not the thoughts at all. The thoughts aren't actually me. I'm seeing the thoughts. I'm what is seeing the thoughts, but that's not me. So until we can see what we are, then everything appears to be linear because thoughts appear one after the other. We can call this a mind stream, a stream of consciousness, a stream of thoughts. So this gives what we are perceiving a linearity. It appears as if there's time. But as soon as we start to drop thoughts, what we immediately see is that time is only a perceptual artifact. It's only created because I am perceiving thought after thought after thought. And so when I begin to look at what is, when I begin to look at that I am the awareness of thought, I am not thought itself, then I begin to move outside of time. And so this is the trick to embodiment, is to recognize that embodiment only happens outside of time. Embodiment does not happen within time. It does not happen within a linear dimension, within a linear reality. Because as I'm engaging in a linear reality, then I am creating what appears to be a limitation of time, and that is not real. So to embody what I am is to drop the illusion of time. And the more frequently that I do this, the more I embody. And so what embodiment actually is, and we can look at it from a different perspective, is that it is a dissolution of thought. It is dissolving ideas. And so as I dissolve ideas, the mind empties, and what fills that space is what I am, awareness itself. But I can't dissolve ideas if I'm always believing them. I can't dissolve ideas if I'm always moving into them and playing them out. I can only dissolve ideas when I am looking at what I am. And when I look at what I am, then time does no longer exists. There is no time. And so I can only embody outside of time. Seeing what I am. Seeing that I am not thought. Recognizing that all of perceptual reality is created by thought, but I am not thought. And so when I see this, then I am embodying what I am. Then I'm bringing peace directly into the body because as I see that there is no limitation for me whatsoever, there is no thought that could ever limit what I am, then automatically peace begins to fill my body and I am filled with presence. But as long as I'm engaged in the play, as long as I'm engaged in the role, as long as I'm engaged in the movie, it is happening in perceptual linear time, then I am picking up the thoughts automatically and I'm making them my own and I am not embodying. So this is the centerpiece. The centerpiece is that I must decide to look at what I am. Boom. Look. Thoughts are not me. Boom. Look. I am not thoughts. Now, there are stages of embodiment. And in the stage that we are in as collective, this stage that is awakening, it is all about empowerment of the mind. So empowerment of the mind is continually directing the mind towards the focus that I want to focus on. And so this actually feels efforting. It feels as if I have to effort in order to do this. And it's true. There is a discipline to it. It is a constant discipline. It is a constant discipline to redirect the mind towards my focus, towards what I want to focus on. So if I choose to focus on a thought, if I pick up a thought and that is what I'm focusing on, then I am choosing that. I, with my sovereign power to decide, because I am consciousness itself, decide to pick up thought and to focus on that thought. And if I am not focused on a thought intently, then I am focused on myself. Then I am focused on presence, because this is where power comes from. And this is what allows me to only energize what I want to energize, and this is what creates my reality. So this is the stage of embodiment that we are at as a collective. This is where everyone is waking up to their power, which is to only focus on the thoughts that they want, and when they are not focused on those thoughts, to focus directly on what is, which is presence itself, dissolving all other ideas. So any other ideas that come dissolve into me, and I'm not energizing those ideas. And if we don't develop this skill and develop it very, very, very well, then there's so many ideas arising in the field that what happens is that we become overwhelmed by them. We cannot focus on anything at all because all of our focus is being given to ideas, because at this point, they're not coming at us in a linear stream. What they're doing is that they're coming at us in all different directions. So we are moving as a collective into nonlinear manifestation. So it used to be that there was a linear stream of ideas and that time was only linear. Not anymore. There's too much light, there's too much awareness in the collective, and there's too many ideas arising. So now we've moved into nonlinearity. So in nonlinearity, the ideas are coming from all different directions, and you can feel that. So when this is the case, if I don't have the ability to focus on what I am and dissolve those ideas, and only focus on the idea that I want to focus on, then what happens is that all of the ideas that are coming at me that I'm automatically energizing, the weight of those ideas crushes my body, literally. And so this is why when you're walking around, you see people and they're losing their train of thought, they're glitching out. It's like one moment they're here and the next moment they're like, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know. Oh, where was I? You know, and there's so much need to numb with alcohol and intoxicants and drugs because there's just too many ideas. And there's no ability to drop them. Later on, dropping them is automatic. I never engage with an idea unless the idea needs to be engaged with, ever. No idea is energized unless an idea needs to be engaged with. That's much later on. No inquiries involved, no stopping of thoughts. I don't need to think about stopping of thoughts. It's just happening automatically because I've developed that skill. Just like driving a car. Initially, I have to think about how to steer. I have to think about how to shift the gears. I have to think about the brake. I have to think about the clutch. I have to think about the gas pedal. I drive a stick, by the way. I always have. So initially, I need to think about all these things. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to pay attention to. And this is the stage of embodiment. This is the stage of evolution that everyone on the planet is at if they're waking up. If they're waking up to what's really here. Which everyone is in their own way. It's impossible not to, because if you're not, then you're just going to get overwhelmed. And when you get overwhelmed, then your body will collapse and you'll die. It's that simple. So either you wake up or you die. Okay, wonderful. It's a pretty clear ultimatum. So everyone is waking up because the self is waking up to itself. So that's where we're headed. And so if you're not there yet, you will get there. It's just a matter of time. And pain. Because when you're energizing that many thoughts, they're all very heavy and it's quite painful in the body to feel all that. So this is the key. This is the solution. I'm giving it to you for free in the video. I haven't asked for any payment for this. I'm giving it to you for free. It is right here. So take it. Look at it. If you have questions, then ask them. It is quite normal that there's resistance to this that shows up because the thoughts are quite sticky. The identities are quite sticky. We've been, as a collective, very engaged with the play, very engaged with the movie, very engaged with believing that this is all there is. This is what I am. And okay, it's not true, but yes, we've been very engaged with it. So initially, there's a lot of resistance to this, and there's still a lot of pull. There's a lot of identification with ideas. And so at this stage, it requires a lot of alignment of the mind, a lot of pushing the mind back to center, a lot of saying, no, back to center, right here, right now. Focus on here, now. Focus on the heart, now. Be here, present, as yourself. So it's a lot of repetition. Come back to center. Look, here, now. Over and over and over again. And there's a lot of emotions and charges that come up initially because there's been a lot of repressed emotions and ideas. And those come up and they need to be felt. That's why it's been so difficult to sit in the present moment, because those are there. So anytime we're in the present moment, then we begin to feel them. And as we begin to feel them, they don't feel good and they push us out. They push us back into thought. And essentially that's embodiment. Be with it. Stay with it. Don't move. And within this, you develop power to focus on only what you want to focus on. And that is your power as a creator. You are a creator. You are moving all of it. Your focus is moving all of it. Because you are awareness itself. And so what you focus on is what is creating your reality all the time. And so the more we come into presence here and now, the more we undo the past, the more we undo the conditioning, the more we undo the voices of doubt, the voices of confusion, the voices of desires that say that I need this, I need someone to like me because I need to feel good about myself. Those voices, we undo those voices. We come into what we truly are, which is our power, presence itself. And then out of presence itself, out of the space itself, comes the innovation, comes the new ideas, comes what is actually here that we are wanting to create. And so this is necessary for everyone, anywhere that you are, anywhere in society that you're playing, any role that you're playing, anything that you're doing, whether you're a parent, whether you're a student, whether you're a teacher, whether you are a businessman or a woman, anywhere that you are, whether you're in a relationship with a partner and you're constructing a home, whether you are co-visioning a new business, whether you are co-creating anything, or creating on your own. Doesn't matter what it is, this is necessary for absolutely everyone. This is the way that it is done. It is a formula. It is very, very clear. There is no way around it. Everyone must adapt to this and must become very, very proficient at it because we are now in a quantum age. And so in a quantum age, it is not just linear ideas, one after the other. It is many ideas and variables, fuzzy ideas. Maybe this, maybe not, maybe this, maybe that. Oh, it's a fuzzy idea. Okay, so now that we're in a quantum age, then we really need to have a very clear ability to only focus on what I want to focus on. And to dissolve all the other ideas into presence here and now, dissolving all the past and the conditioning of the past into right now, and then allowing what wants to be birthed, what wants to be created to come up, channeling that creative energy through me, becoming the conduit for that creativity, which is all. Because we are all that creativity, we are all that source, we are all that energy. And so the more proficient at this we are, the more useful that we are to the all, and the more the all will use us. And as we allow the all to use us, this is when all of our needs are met. This is when that feeling of wholeness and completeness is integrated. This is when it is recognized that all I ever have to do is surrender to the all and allow the all to move through me, and all of my needs are always met. Everything that I ever needed, wanted, or desired is in that. Always. So if this video helps you, if you find that I'm speaking about this very clearly and you would like to pass it on, please do share it, because everyone needs this information now. Everyone on the planet. What we're seeing as far as the symptoms of COVID, they will only get worse, because these symptoms are coming up because we lack the ability to focus. So it will only get worse if this information is not received and integrated. We all begin to practice together. This is the key. I'm showing you the way through. It is not a vaccine. A vaccine will do nothing. Nothing at all. It will never ever work, because that's not the issue. The issue is that we have not, as a collective, developed the ability to discipline our mind. and to focus only on what we want to manifest. Thank you very much for joining me on day 80 of 99 Days of Deeper Embodiment. My name is Jason King, and I will see you tomorrow.